Hello, dear students. Today's science lesson. So, we have started one lesson that was 4.4 Precious Plants. And in our previous class, we have discussed about the uses of plants and the classification of plants. I hope you all remember that. So, basically, the plants are divided into two: flowering plants and non-flowering plants. And in the case of non-flowering plants, there are three types: mosses, ferns, and conifers. I hope you all remember the differences between them and the similarities between them. Okay, so next topic. Today we will learn naming of species and about oceans. Okay, so please open your textbook, page number 51. Okay, 4.4 Precious Plants, page number 51. Page number 50 we have already covered. So, we have discussed about plants which live on land, right? So now we'll discuss about plants which are seen in oceans. Most of the plants in the sea are tiny phytoplankton, plants with one cell or just a few. So, phytoplankton means very small plants which are basically seen in oceans. Okay, so basically in sea you can see very small plants called phytoplanktons, and these phytoplankton consist of only one cell or two or three, like that, just a few cells. Okay, it will not be large, it will not contain a large number of cells, only one cell or just a few number of cells are present in phytoplankton, which is seen in sea or oceans. Okay, there are thousands of different species. So in ocean you can see a large number of species. They make their own food using carbon dioxide dissolved in seawater and release oxygen. So we all know that plants have the ability to make their own food by the process called photosynthesis. You have studied about it. So in this photosynthesis, plants use carbon dioxide, right? So from the dissolved carbon dioxide which is present in seawater, plants use this carbon dioxide for making their food by the process of photosynthesis. And we all know the byproduct of photosynthesis is oxygen. So after photosynthesis, after making their own food, the plants will release that oxygen into the ocean. Okay, so there are different types of animals there, including fishes. Okay, these fishes can use this oxygen, and not only that, these fishes can feed on the plants also. Not only fishes, all the aquatic animals other than plants, they can feed on those plants. Okay, so animals feed on them, so they are vital to life in the sea. So as on land, so even on land, the basic use of plant is that animals feed them, right? So just like that in ocean also, plants, the animals present in ocean, the aquatic animals feed those plants, and so plants are this aquatic plants are vital to life in the sea. So now we will discuss some questions. Question number 6. What are phytoplankton? So just now I have described about it. Answer: phytoplankton are microscopic plants. So to be in detail, I can tell you phytoplankton are very small plants which consist of one cell or just a few cells, which is seen in ocean. Okay. Question number 7. Why are they important? Why are phytoplankton important? Answer: fish and aquatic mammals feed on them and they release oxygen. So two important things are there. First one is that all other animals living in ocean will feed on those phytoplankton or plants, and not only that, by the process of photosynthesis, after making food, this phytoplankton and other plant species will release oxygen into ocean. So there are two importance: fish and aquatic mammals feed on phytoplankton and they release oxygen. So here there is another important topic: how to name species. This is very important. How to name species. We know that the name of species is different in different language. So in Arabic, its name will be a particular thing. In Hindi, it will be different. In French, it will be different. In Greek, it will be different, right? So in different languages, in Chinese, it will be different. It will be entirely different. A person who doesn't know that language cannot identify that. So for studies, every plants and animals, they need a unique name so that all over the world every people understand that and identify that particular plant or animal. Okay, that is the importance of naming this species. And we have already discussed about this in when we were talking in chemistry, that naming of molecules and elements. I hope you all remember that, right? So because that is, iron is having that name, tungsten is having that name, that it is universally accepted, right? So just like that, even in the case of species, there should be a unique name all over the world where every people understand it. Okay. In 1735, a Swedish plant expert called Carl Linnaeus, not this name, very important, Carl Linnaeus invented the system we still use today. He sorted plants into groups and subgroups and gave each species two names. Okay. So actually in science it is known as binomial nomenclature. You don't have to study that. Anyway, in the system which was invented by Carl Linnaeus, the plant species and all other animal species are given two names. Okay. For example, in the case of human beings, the scientific name is Homo sapiens. So here you can see two names. Homo means one name, sapiens means another name, right? So two names are included. So just like that, Carl Linnaeus sorted plants into groups and subgroups and gave each species two names. The first name shows their smallest subgroup and the second shows their species. Okay, the plant to the right is aloe vera. So this is aloe vera. I hope you all know this. Aloe vera, which means true aloe. Okay, aloe vera is the name. This subgroup aloe contains all the aloe species, but this is the one with real medicinal properties. The names are in Latin, so this is also very important. All the names are in Latin. Okay, which was the international language of science at that time. So at that period of time, international language of science was Latin. That is why all the animals and plant species were named universally in Latin. Okay, so it was invented by Carl Linnaeus. So each of this plant species included two names. And for example is aloe vera. Aloe vera, in this aloe genus, there are a lot of species. But vera, this aloe vera, this is the right species which contain all real medicinal properties. Okay. Linnaeus was good at getting publicity. His students enjoyed his lessons. He organized popular plant finding trips and he wrote lots of books. So everyone started to use his system. So this system was universally accepted. Every people understood it. So for example, the scientific name of tiger is Panthera tigris. Lion is Panthera leo. So just like that, you can find a lot of scientific names of different species. Okay, plants as well as animals. So now we will read some questions related to that. Question number 8. Why is Latin used for scientific names? Just discussed now. Latin is used for scientific names because it was the international language of science when Carl Linnaeus invented the naming system. Okay, it was the international language of science. Latin was the international language of science. Question number 9. List 3 things Carl Linnaeus did that got publicity for his system. Carl Linnaeus was a teacher, that is one thing. He organized plant finding trips. So he made so many trips. Okay. Then third thing is he wrote lot of book. So these 3 things made him famous. Question number 10. Which part of a scientific name is the same for similar species? Which part is same? I told you 2 parts are there. First part and second part. In the first part, the genus name is included and second part is species name. Okay. So similar features, species with similar features will have the first part same. This is, I gave you an example of lion and tiger. Lion and tiger are having similar features, but they are 2 different species, right? So the name of lion is Panthera leo and the name of tiger is Panthera tigris. So from this you can understand that Panthera is common, right? The first part is common just because those 2 species are having similar features. Now we will just read the summary of this lesson. Land plants include flowering plants, conifers, ferns and mosses. I hope you all understood about it. Most of the plants in the oceans are microscopic and we call them phytoplankton. Okay, here are some summing up questions. Question number 11. Plants are important. Name some things we get from them. We have already discussed about it. Plants are important because they give us useful things like oxygen, food, medicines, fuels, building materials, and paper. Okay. List the four main groups of land plants. Easy. Four main groups of land plants are mosses, ferns, conifers, and flowering plants. 13th question. A newly discovered plant is 1 meter tall, has feathery leaves, and never flowers. Which group would you put it in? See, from this features itself, you can understand. A plant 1 meter tall, it is not so long, okay? With feathery leaves that never seems to flower, must be a fern, okay? It must be a fern, okay? Surtsey is a new volcanic island near Iceland. Soon after it formed, plants began to grow on the bare rock. The plants are only a few millimeters tall and have no roots. What are they? If they have no roots, it's very easy to identify them, right? Plants are only a few millimeters tall and have no roots are basically mosses. Okay. So 15th question. What is the most common type of plant in the oceans? The most common type of plant in the oceans is phytoplankton. They are microscopic. We have discussed about it. So that's all for today. This lesson is over. So we'll start a new lesson in our next class. So thank you so much. Take care. Bye.